Hi guys, it's John here with just a quick update on Scarlet Chains, and I just wanted to go through this as there have been some changes and there's something happening tomorrow which you need to be made aware of. So basically they are moving on to version 2 of Scarlet Chains. So if you have any Scarlet Chains at all, then you're going to want to pay your upkeep before tomorrow 12 o'clock UTC, because they are going to take the app down whilst they do all the migrations and other bits and pieces. Okay, so here are a few things I've highlighted which are coming up in version 2. So Upkeep is now going to be paid in USDT on the Redlight chain rather than SCAR. So that is probably one of the biggest changes here, that you won't be using your SCAR to actually pay for the upkeep. This is also the same when it comes to rollovers. So SCAR is not going to be used for that, or creating chains either. So it's moving across to USDTR instead. So that's something to be made aware of. They're also going to be increasing the value of SCAR. So SCAR is currently $20. It's going to go up to $60 once the new version 2 launches. Now, sadly, anything you have in your wallet, so my 10 SCAR won't suddenly be worth 3 times as much. They are going to work it all out and you'll get your SCAR according to the new value. It does have a little calculation down below, so we'll go through that in a minute. You're not going to suddenly triple your money overnight, sadly, as I thought originally. They'd had thought of that, of course. So something else to note is that Upkeep is no longer going to be counting as an action. So if I wanted to pay my Upkeep now, for example, I would then not be able to do anything else today, but you're going to be able to pay your Upkeep whenever you like. So that's quite a nice change to come in. So chain creation, as I said, it's going to be costing $15 worth of USDT on the Redlight chain rather than using RedLC. So they're sort of moving away from using RedLC in this app. That doesn't mean RedLC is dead. It is still going to be the sort of on-chain currency. So it just means you're going to have to use their DApp to convert into USDTR when you want to pay your different fees and when you want to create a new chain, of course. So if you're burning to upgrade, you're going to have to pay a percent as follows. So you can see in the table here, the different percentages here, how much extra you're going to have to pay to create a platinum, for example. And again, this is going to be paid in USDTR. Okay, and also this is quite a nice update. So to make things easier, the action timer is going to be universally set to midnight. So that's in UTC time as well. So rather than me having to wait for a specific time of day to actually get my rewards or do whatever I want to do, it's going to happen and reset over at midnight in UK time, that is, in UTC time. So that's quite a nice update. So they're introducing a brand new chain as well. This is the Witching Hour chain, and it's the highest tier of chains. So whereas before we had the red, platinum and black, there's now this Witching Hour chain which is going to earn even more. It's going to cost 2 Scarlet Chain Reds, 2 Scarlet Chains Platinum and 2 Scarlet Chains Black to create one of these Witching Hour chains. So that's quite a lot of money when you think about it. But when you do create one of these, you're going to be producing 10 SCAR and 5 RedLC every day. So that's massive. And at the value of $60 per SCAR, that's going to be $600 plus your 5 RedLC every day. So that's quite a substantial amount to be making. You do need to hold 30 reds, 10 Scarlet Chain Platinums and 5 blacks though for this to actually function. So this is not for the average consumer. This is for the whales out there who've got money to burn. But it is good that they are obviously adding this in, because this is going to bring in more revenue to the platform. Now, something quite sad is the shattering chains that are being introduced here. So basically, chains are going to break, which obviously does make sense because you don't want things lasting forever, I guess. So basically, when you have ROI'd, you are going to start paying more taxes on your claims. So until you get to 100% ROI, there's no shattered percent tax on your chain, which is good. As soon as you get to 100 to 200, you're going to be paying a 30% shattered tax on top. So if your claim tax is going to be 15 and you have a 30, then your total tax is going to be 4 to 5%. So it's quite a lot. But again, this is just to make things more sustainable. When you go above 200%, you're going to have a 60% tax. So again, you can see here, this is why it's going to help to be creating brand new chains rather than using your old ones. So it's worth noting here as well that compounding does not count towards the ROI. So if you compound, you're not actually adding to your ROI. So that'll keep your chain in a good healthy condition. Witching Hours do not get shattered taxes either, so that's worth noting. When you do enter your chains in this Sacrificial Vault, you are going to get the ROI from the sacrificed chains on your new chains. When you get to a total of 400% ROI, your chain will stop producing rewards. But this is where the brand new Regeneration Vault comes into play. So you can use this to regenerate your chains. So basically, for example, if you have 3 chains, so say 3 reds, you can then enter them into the Regeneration Vault. And if they've hit 250% or more ROI, you can enter them in. You pay a $10 fee per chain, so that's $30 in total, and 2 of the 3 chains will be sacrificed, and you'll be ending up with 1 chain left back to 0 ROI. So you'll then be left with 1 decent chain from the 3 sort of broken chains, so to speak. So the Sacrificial Vault update is basically going to work on ROI as well. So if you enter 3 chains with different ROIs, the highest ROI is going to be the one that gets taken into account. So the new one that gets created will have, say, 90% ROI if that's what your highest one that you entered into the vault has already got. So I've already said that the price of Scar is going up to $60, and here's the bit that says that obviously if you're just hoarding your Scar, you're not going to be tripling your money here. You're actually going to be swapped to Scar version 2. So you're going to end up with the exact amount that you've got in your wallet currently, but on the Scar version 2 system instead. So that's a just quick go through this. I'll put a link to this Medium article in the description and just have a read through, make sure you understand it all, obviously. Now I'm going to have to pay my upkeep now, because if you don't pay your upkeep, then these are going to fall into darkness during the sort of transition into version 2. So I'm going to pay my upkeep now. I have done 4 actions here, so it's going to be the minimum 5%. I do have 2.4 Scar here, so I'm going to try and claim that tomorrow if I can. Just pay this first before I forget. Okay, so my upkeep is paid, so I've got 2 weeks here and my chains won't fall into darkness. I've got my 2.4 Scar here, which I'll try and claim tomorrow. I have got 10 in my wallet here, so I could actually try and actually compound this into a new chain tomorrow if it lets me. Hopefully the timer will reset before 12 UTC, so I can actually do that if I want to, as it will be the last time I manage to spend my red LC on creating a chain. So my total rewards over the last couple of weeks, assuming I don't claim the 2.4 tomorrow, is 20.24 Scar. So that is currently at $20. So it's $404 over 2 weeks. So it's still paying really well at the moment. And I think these new introductions in version 2 are going to be obviously keeping things going a bit longer. So with the fall of Horde, obviously this is slightly worrying. Anything in DeFi at the moment is quite risky. So this is still a risky system, but it's certainly the one that's still going at the moment. So I've already ROI'd on it anyway, so I'm just going to carry on and see how long it can last for. I will have to update my calculator now, because this is going to need to add a witching hour chain as well and take into account the other fees that are currently going to be changing. So red LC into USDTR and so on. Now, like I said, I'm going to try and compound into a new chain tomorrow. My 10 Scar here, using up my 2.4 Scar there as well. If it lets me do that, I'll then have 7 red chains in total, which will be around $28 per day without the tax there. So it's not bad really, about $30 a day from my 7 chains. So I hope this video was useful. Please don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you again in the next one.